He had spent years meticulously planning every step, every outcome. And yet the future felt less like a path and more like a suffocating fog. Elias lay awake, the digital glow of his phone a cold comfort against the darkness of his room. His mind, a relentless current, pulled him through endless what-ifs and what-could-have-beens. Each thought was a stone, adding to the invisible weight pressing down on his chest. He stared at the ceiling, seeing nothing but the swirling anxieties that had become his constant companions. The silence of the room was not peaceful. It was a vast echo chamber for his fears. His eyes burned, heavy with unshed tears and the exhaustion of a spirit that never rested. He felt trapped, a prisoner in the labyrinth of his own thoughts. One afternoon, a forgotten melody drifted from a street musician's violin. It was a tune from his childhood, simple and pure. A sudden, sharp pang pierced through him. The memory of a carefree moment untainted by worry felt impossibly distant. He stopped. The music, so innocent, highlighted the chasm between who he was then and who he had become. A quiet breaking. The world blurred around him. Without a destination, without a single plan, Elias packed a small bag. He needed to escape the relentless hum of his own mind. The city lights faded in his rearview mirror, replaced by winding roads and the deepening green of the countryside. The air grew cooler, cleaner. The noise of life, the constant demands, began to recede. He drove until the mountains rose, ancient and silent, against the horizon. Nature breathed. He felt a faint, unfamiliar stirring within him. Deep in the Scottish Highlands, where autumn painted the hills in fiery hues, Elias found himself by a rushing river. The air was crisp, carrying the scent of damp earth and pine. An old man sat on a moss-covered rock, mending a fishing net with practiced, unhurried movements. His face was a map of wrinkles, each line telling a story. He did not look up immediately, but Elias felt a quiet presence, a sense of deep calm radiating from him. The old man's hands moved with a rhythm that seemed to belong to the land itself. Elias watched, mesmerized by the simple, focused act. A quiet peace settled. Finally, the old man looked up. His eyes, the color of the deep loch, met Elias's. There was no judgment, only a gentle understanding. He gestured towards the river. "Follow it," he said, his voice raspy but clear, to its source. He offered no further explanation, no map, no advice, just the task. Elias nodded, a sacred beginning. He felt a strange pull, a quiet acceptance of the unknown. Elias began his journey upstream. The river was a relentless guide, sometimes a gentle murmur, sometimes a roaring torrent. His mind, however, was a far more turbulent companion. What if I get lost? What if I run out of supplies? What if I never find it? What if this is all a waste of time? Each step was a battle against the rising tide of his own anxieties. He stumbled over rocks, his boots sinking into the soft, peaty earth. The cold spray of the waterfalls chilled him to the bone. He pushed forward, but his thoughts dragged him back, tethering him to past failures and future uncertainties. He felt the familiar grip of frustration. His breath grew ragged. Days turned into a blur of green and grey, of rushing water and silent forests. One afternoon, exhausted and soaked from a sudden downpour, Elias collapsed by a small, clear pool. The river here was barely a trickle, whispering over smooth stones. He closed his eyes, letting the cold rain wash over his face. He stopped fighting. He stopped thinking. He simply was. The sound of the water, once a challenge, became a lullaby. The chill, once a discomfort, became a cleansing. He opened his eyes. The world seemed sharper, clearer. The tiny pool reflected the vast, indifferent sky. He saw a single, delicate fern unfurling by the water's edge. A crack of light. The task, no longer a burden, became a simple act of presence. Each breath was deep. The old fisherman appeared silently beside him, as if he had always been there. He looked at the tiny stream, then at Elias, a faint smile playing on his lips. "Slow down." "The river," he began, his voice soft, "does not worry about the ocean. It does not fret over the rocks in its path, or the turns it must take. It simply flows. It trusts its own nature. It trusts the process." He paused, his gaze distant. "The source is not a destination to be conquered, but a journey to be lived. Each drop finds its way, not by force, but by yielding." Elias walked back down the mountain, the path now familiar, yet entirely new. His shoulders felt lighter, the invisible weight lifted. He noticed the intricate patterns of moss on the ancient stones, the way the sunlight filtered through the golden leaves, painting shifting mosaics on the forest floor. His footsteps were softer, more deliberate. The world was the same, but he was not. He carried the quiet wisdom of the river within him, a gentle current guiding him forward. He breathed deeply. He smiled. If this story brought you even one moment of peace, share it with someone who needs it today. Like this video and subscribe, because every week there is a new story here waiting for you.